So I got a really, or I should say, relatively interesting conversation going on Threads today, and it just started with me having seen some fake testimonials and fake screenshots of sales that somebody was saying that they had made, right? And of course, I'm looking at this. I know that it's all a ploy to deceive unsuspecting newbies to go ahead and purchase whatever it is that they were selling, right? And of course, I'm a little bit more experienced, so I can smell BS from a distance when I see it. And it kind of, it was kind of like one of these things which I find like so like really annoying, right? So I went and posted on Threads, and I was like, is it just me, or is anybody else tired of seeing all these fake testimonials and fake screenshots, in order to lure people to purchase, right? And of course, this happened to be one of my better performing threads, right? For those of you who don't know, I have been going through a course, which you can get access to, link in the description below this video, that basically teaches you how to grow an account on Threads and monetize it, right? Start making money from it. And this was one of my better performing threads, right? Got, I don't know how many hundreds of views it has gotten to this point, up until this point, and it had a lot of replies and a lot of comments, right? And I wasn't necessarily expecting it per se because it seems to be one of those things. I went in the past when I've seen other people say something about it, or if they're calling people out who are doing this type of stuff, right? Those comments tend to be, or those videos tend to be met with a lot of hate, and obviously the people that would be hating or making all the remarks or nasty comments tend to be the people who are doing that kind of illegal activity, should I say, right? Because a lot of people don't realize this. It is actually illegal to do that stuff, right? If you go look at what the FTC has to say about that, you won't be in their good book. So that's something to keep in mind. That's one of the things that I've seen. A lot of people, they do this stuff. They put out all these fake income claims and testimonies and all that type of stuff. Half the time, I don't know if people realize that stuff is actually illegal. Okay, it is literally against the law. So um I don't know. But anyway, back to that threads comment, and I got a lot of replies and a lot of people actually agreeing, right? And getting, people who are actually frustrated and ticked off by this type of stuff. And unfortunately, it's these type of people and these type of things that give the digital marketing industry a bad rep, right? Too many, like, for lack of a better word, scammers per se, right? And if you are somebody that's new or a newbie, it becomes really like, how are you able to differentiate between somebody who's actually legit versus somebody who is a charlatan, basically. And so, for the purpose of me making this video, is just basically to encourage you to do your due diligence, right? If you are ever to purchase any kind of product or any kind of coaching or mentorship and all that type of stuff, right? Make sure you do your research and make sure that you actually trust the person from whom you're buying, okay? Trust the recommendation that that person is making, right? Make sure you trust the person to begin with, right? Because, as people, we buy from people. Make sure that this is someone that's actually looking out for you and is not just out there to make a quick buck, right? um Even because, like, I mean, one of the ones that I even see is that really make my blood boil is just like people just blatantly lying, right? Like, just telling you, just because what's frustrating about that is that they do that, and then they make they ruin everything for everybody else, right? Like the people who are trying to do things the right way. and then especially if it's some kind of garbage, some kind of crap, and then people buy it and they get upset, and then they become jaded. It's like this whole industry is a sham, blah blah blah, and all that type of stuff. So it's just do your due diligence. That's all I'll say. And one of the things it's one of the things that I try to do, especially when I'm if I'm recommending something, I tend to like to actually do videos where I'm showing showing the product or showing the service, or the showing it in action, right? Like me actually using the product, whatever the case may be, and then maybe creating videos showing how things have gone and all that type of stuff, just to give you, the viewer, an idea of what things could look like if you decided to get on board, right? So I always want to remind people, like, whatever I do or whatever you see anybody do, that is no guarantee of results for yourself as well. That is just basically to give you an idea of what things could possibly look like, how things could turn out, because we're all different, right? I don't know your work ethic, right? I don't know if you're somebody that's actually going to take the time to do the work and actually follow through with all the things that you need to do in order to get the results that you're probably looking for. So those are just all things to keep in mind. Anyway, I just thought that I would bring that up and bring it to your attention if it's something that, especially if you're new, right? If it's not something that you really particularly pay attention to, I want to bring it to your attention. Just know that it's in this make money online space. It can be like a minefield, right? So just do your due diligence. Check out, do whatever you can to find out everything you can about whatever it is that you're purchasing, or whoever it is that is recommending that you purchase whatever it is, right? So anyway, thank you ever so much for taking the time to watch, and I will catch you in my next video. Ciao.